Jharkhand, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Hemant Soren, has now appraised of several media reports about the Election Commission of India sending out a report to Honorable Governor. In fact, Hemant Soren says that he hasn't heard from the Election Commission or the Governor's offices yet. From initial sources, in fact, Governor's sources, tell us that Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren, as per the Election Commission of India, had recommended for his disqualification as MLA. Hemant Soren says there's no communication with that regard with him. His Chief Minister's office has not received any notice or information or communication on this regard from the Election Commission of India or the Governor. The Chief Minister has stated the following. He says, and I quote, "It apparently seems that BJP leaders, including a BJP MP and his puppet journalists, have themselves drafted the ECI report, which is otherwise a sealed cover report. This blatant misuse of constitutional authorities and public agencies and its complete takeover by the BJP headquarters in Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg is shameful, unseen in democracy." The words of Hemant Soren, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, who faces allegations of holding office of profit and issuing a tender to himself, a mining tender to himself, that is in violation to the electoral law. Election Commission of India taking note, suggesting to the Governor's office in Jharkhand, asking for, if at all, he must be disqualified as an MLA. Munish joining us for more. Munish, Hemant Soren, Jharkhand Chief Minister, says that this is atrocious. His office has not received any communication of this matter of disqualification against him from the Election Commission of India or the Governor's office. And then he goes on to accuse BJP MP and their puppet journalists of drafting this report by themselves, which ideally should be in a sealed cover. He says this is blatant misuse of constitutional authority.
Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren, but this morning through sources, the journalists got to know that Election Commission has sent a report to the Governor of Jharkhand, and in which they have given their opinion of disqualifying Hemant Soren. Now it is still not official either from the office of Governor or from the Election Commission. But coming back to the fact, and the fact is that he is being probed by the Election Commission since 2nd of May this year, and the allegations are very serious. There are two mining licenses, one on the name of Mr. Hemant Soren, second on the name of his brother. Now these mining licenses were allotted when he was the Chief Minister and Mining Minister, and there is a double trouble. When this this matter reached the Election Commission, they started their own investigation in the matter of office of profit, where there was misuse by Hemant Soren of his power, his position, and that is why he was in a position to get those licenses on his name and his brother's name. But the second, and that is a very serious trouble, that is from the Enforcement Directorate. Now Enforcement Directorate is also probing the very same case, that is illegal mining case. And remember, in recent, there are three close people. Pooja Singhal, she was the mining minister at that point of time. She was the one who allotted these mining licenses. Pankaj Mishra, MLA representative, and now Prem Prakash, another close associate of Hemant Soren. So all these people have been arrested. They are connected to Hemant Soren as per the Enforcement Directorate, and now Election Commission going ahead with this report. So it is a clear indication at this point of time that Hemant Soren is in trouble. Officially, whether he has been disqualified or not, Election Commission or the Governor office in Jharkhand is yet to give a clarity, but it seems that the BJP in the state is active at this point of time. We spoke to Raghuvar Das, the former Chief Minister, who very clearly stated that soon they will be meeting the Governor, and I'm sure that when this meeting will happen, they will try to find out all the possible ways to form their government, or at least ensure president rule in the state.
You know, of course, at this point, it's put the spotlight on Hemant Soren and his credibility as a Chief Minister as well as a mining minister in the state. Now, more breaking coming with this regard. Manish, do stay with us. Sources tell us that the Election Commission of India in its findings has found that Soren is violating office of profit. Hemant Soren, Jharkhand Chief Minister, has violated 9A of 1951 People's Representative Act. The Election Commission of India has heard both Soren and his brother Basant Soren during the hearings, and the hearing was completed on the 18th of August. And post that, We believe that the Election Commission of India, based on a plea filed against him by the BJP, has now recommended to the governor on disqualifying Hemant Soren from his primary legislative membership. As an MLA, he must be disqualified, and therefore that would put his, of course, that will throw him off the Chief Minister's chair. At this point, allegations are that he misused his place in power. He held office of profit despite holding office, a government office. He issued a lease to himself, a mining lease, a stone chip mining lease to himself, and violated the electoral law. This is the allegation as per the plea placed by the BJP. Hemant Soren says this is atrocious. This is, first of all, he has not got any disqualification recommendation, a notice from the ECI or the governor's office. So whatever the BJP is saying, they are misusing the constitutional provisions. They've managed to find a committee report which ideally should be in a sealed packet. Let me cut across to Manish. Manish, ECI now finding that Soren has violated the Office of Profit, 9A of the 1951 People's Representatives Act. Do break it down for us in common language. What exactly has he done? We believe he's issued a tender to himself, a lease to himself as a mining minister, which is not allowed.
Well, Nabila, we need to understand what the allegations are. Then the allegations are in simple language, in simple terms. Misusing the power of Chief Minister and Mining Minister. The allegations were that when he was the Chief Minister, he got a mining license allotted for himself, another mining license allotted for his brother. Now he was able to do this because he was not only the Chief Minister but the Mining Minister, and he influenced the Mining Secretary of his own government, that is Pooja Singhal. Now these are the allegations. As a Chief Minister, there is a clear-cut guideline in the Constitution that when you are holding these positions or ministry, you cannot get benefit especially to you or your family directly from your own government. But here there was a clear-cut violation which the BJP started raising before the courts, before different government bodies, and that is how this matter reached before the Election Commission. When Election Commission started probing the matter, sources have indicated that they found the evidence that yes, Mr. Hemant Soren misused the power of his office, and that is why these mining licenses were allotted to Hemant Soren. So these are the allegations. The findings are yet to be made official by Election Commission or the government of Jharkhand, but we have been given to understand, and sources say that the Election Commission has given the opinion of disqualifying Hemant Soren. It means that he won't be able to, if this happens, then it will be very difficult for Hemant Soren to continue as a Chief Minister of that state. Apart from that, we are also hearing that the governor of Jharkhand is on his way from Delhi to Jharkhand. By 3 o'clock he is expected to reach there, and later on he may officially disclose that what is there in the Election Commission report. So by evening we can expect some development.